For more than 7 decades, Franklin Gilbert Bowen was a leader not only in his family's operations, but the Florida citrus industry. Born November 7, 1928, to Benjamin F. and Lana M. Bowen, he was the fourth of 10 children. His father worked as a grove caretaker, and by the age of 12, he was working in the groves, grafting trees and other jobs. He attended Winter Haven High School and joined the National Guard while still in school. After graduation, he went to work for the Niagara Chemical Division of Food Machinery and Chemical Corp for 2 years before becoming the production manager for a local citrus grove company.
He did not go to college. He and mother married, I guess, right out of high school. My mother was 16 when she married Dad, and 17 when I was born. So he had to work. He did not go to college. He's self-taught, very widely read. He reads everything. Excuse me. He read everything. And could pretty much carry on a conversation with anyone.
He and his brother T.D. formed Bowen Brothers, Inc. in 1954, initially operating as a fruit broker, later adding harvesting and grove divisions, and becoming extremely successful.
Bowen Brothers was one of the largest citrus fruit purchasing companies in Florida, maybe at the height of the citrus season. But that was a big operation to buy and selling the fruit. Gilbert knew everybody in the fruit business.
I guess from where he was at to, and not really, any kind of solid, college education, just the education of hard knocks and working his butt off and wanting to learn more himself, doing lots of reading, talking to the right people. I don't think there's anybody in the citrus business that doesn't know my dad, and I don't think there's anybody in the citrus business my dad didn't know. And he got calls from people day and night, 7 days a week for as many years as I can remember about advice in buying, selling, or marketing, brokering.
He just had great relationships with people, and he could develop great relationships with people. That's what made him better than others.
After T.D.'s death, Gilbert continued to operate the business, branching out into land investment and other endeavors. During his tenure, Bowen guided the company through the numerous obstacles, including citrus canker, droughts, freezes, global trade issues, and more.
He worked all the time. Literally all the time. Talked to everybody, never forgot a face or a name or anything, and people respond to that.
An avid learner, he traveled worldwide to keep abreast of new innovations in the citrus industry and always shared that knowledge with others. He was invited to consult on the feasibility of a citrus planting venture in Tunisia and hosted groups from other countries to stay at his ranch, providing housing and support to work with him in learning his citrus operations. He also helped fund others in the industry, such as Tom Thayer with MaxJet.
I said, Gilbert, I think I see something here with this jet, and I need you to be with me because you sent me over there. No, he wouldn't have anything to do with it. He said, I haven't got time for that. I said, I don't want to do it by myself. He said, no, you just do it. So that's the way it was.
He was very, very smart. I mean, he would surprise you on how smart he was. He knew everything. And he would go to different places around the world. He went to China. He'd go to, obviously South America, Brazil, and all that. He'd study and see what they're doing and how they're doing it. And he could explain anything to you.
A longtime collaborator with the University of Florida's Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences, he worked constantly on developing and improving citrus in Florida. He worked with Dr. Charles Yautsey on clean budwood for the development of the Rhode Red Valencia orange, and helped to develop rootstock for other varieties such as Harvey lemon. He was involved in ongoing work with Dr. Jude Grossner on finding and developing greening-resistant citrus, and shared his time and resources in helping other growers.
He showed me the page orange. I saw what it looked like. It had, beautiful color. Sometimes the size was a little smaller than what we would like in the Florida industry. It hasn't taken off as a huge commercial variety, but then he's telling me, this is the fruit that tastes better than anything else grown in Florida. So for me, that's a natural to use as a parent in the breeding program. And so I jumped on that, and we started making the hybrids with it, and here we are today where the hybrids are coming to fruition. So he planted that seed in my head. It grew into these ideas. We followed through on them, and this is just one of several examples of offshoots that are coming from him being able to relay that knowledge and enthusiasm and passion to me during our early encounters.
Beginning in the 1980s, Gilbert focused on supporting and helping the FFA, making his first donation for the Leadership Training Center development in 1989. He joined the board in 1990 and served continuously until his retirement in 2012, providing matching funds annually for the Penny Harvest, and until his retirement in 2012 was the primary fundraiser for Beast Feast tickets, earning the nickname of the Beast Feast Strongarm. Gilbert received the honorary American FFA degree at the Louisville, Kentucky National Convention and was inducted into the Florida FFA Hall of Fame in 2015.
Gilbert, education and helping people, helping kids into the industry was so important to him. And so he was so influential in FFA always, and then building the center and donating the land for that.
Gilbert was also generous with his time and resources to better the lives of others not directly in the citrus industry. He bought land along the railway in downtown Winter Haven, only to donate it to the city of Winter Haven on the condition his donation would remain anonymous. His donation makes up the majority of Central Park in downtown Winter Haven today.
One big example is his acquiring the railroad right-of-way that went through the middle of Winter Haven and from the railroad, and then gave a large portion of that property to the city of Winter Haven, and it's now a downtown park, fountains and park benches and really nice space. And Winter Haven has Gilbert Bowen to thank for that.
Gilbert was a strong supporter of ecological and environmental endeavors, and he had a successful collaboration with the Florida Fish and Wildlife people to gather eagle eggs from his ranch to reintroduce the species to the central United States. He and his wife made annual donations and were members of the National Resources Defense Council, establishing scholarships for students from families in need and to help them obtain an education. He always looked for ways to give back to his community, believing that you took care of your neighbors regardless of differences in backgrounds or beliefs.
A man in the citrus industry that was in had financial trouble. And Gilbert went out and bought a house. He'd make sure every week that the pantry was full of food. And I asked him one day, I said, geez, I didn't know you know this person, Gilbert. He goes, well, he knows me and I know him, but I don't really know him. He says, it's just that we're in the industry. And I said, really? And so why did you buy a house for him to live in, not charge him and make sure he has food? He goes, well, he's down on his luck. And he said that I'd like to think that if that was me, that somebody in the industry would have stood up and helped me out, so.
His strong leadership, sensibility, and eagerness to learn for the betterment of the entire industry provided a great support during challenging times, while his mentorships, anonymous donations, and generosity to those in need helped many remain in the business through industry crises.
I don't know that anybody has impacted the industry as much as Gilbert has over such a long period of time.
But Gilbert was an incredibly generous man, just generous of spirit, generous with his success as well. He traveled extensively to learn about the industry at a time when many people barely left the county, certainly not the state. He was traveling around the world to learn about citrus, and he would come back and share what he had learned with anyone that wanted to listen to him.
Gilbert remained CEO of Bowen Brothers Incorporated, consultant to Bowen Juices International and K&M Citrus Enterprises Incorporated, and he worked almost daily on his various businesses and interests until his sudden death at the age of 92 on August 1st, 2021, doing what he loved, working agriculture.
There were no airs about Gilbert. He was the real deal.
I don't know that anybody's affected the industry from the grassroots all the way up as much as Gilbert has.
In my mind, is remembered by his honesty and his willingness to help people and his self-effacing personality. He never, asked for any glory for himself. And he was that kind of person, and I think we will all be at a loss with his passing.
He did it his way. He did it his way, for sure.
His love for the citrus industry. I mean, and that's the best way I can put it, is he did love it. He loved everything he did. He loved being around people. He loved helping people, and that's probably the most important thing, I think.
His legacy of generosity and devotion to the Florida citrus industry, along with his willingness to freely share the knowledge he continuously sought throughout his life, make him the perfect candidate for inclusion into the Florida Citrus Hall of Fame class of 2023.